You want to get organized, you want a whole house reset, and you watch all the content and everyone tells you the same thing. Sort through your stuff and let things go. You get it. You're even trying, but the problem is you just don't know how. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Welcome to the second video in our final Get Organized in 2026 series. In the last video, we talked about why we need to get organized, and also we covered 6 guiding principles in our 8-step master plan. Today, I'm going to show you the questions that help you sort things out for all different personality types, and we'll tackle the actual how of the letting go process. So, if you missed the first video, the link is right below this one. You see, feeling stuck, maybe even a little ashamed of your stuff, isn't a personal failing. And more important, you are not alone with it. That constant low-grade stress from a messy space drains your energy, and also it kills your focus. And it's a problem so many of us face, but there's a way out that has nothing to do with motivation. The secret is a simple, strict, logical framework that takes the overwhelm out of decluttering. In this video, I'm going to teach you that framework so you can finally reclaim your home fast. Let's dive in. Before we get to the solution, we have to correctly diagnose the problem. When you decide to finally sort things out, you will face 3 big final enemies. These are the hurdles that make most people fail, and it's not your fault. Let me make this clear. The first one is the criteria. How do you decide what to keep and what to toss without feeling a wave of guilt? This guilt is often rooted in the endowment effect, a psychological quirk where we place a higher value on things simply because we own them. We irrationally feel the pain of losing the item more than we value the gain of a clear space. So we keep things that we don't even need. The second enemy is the process. How do you stay motivated and actually see progress when you're surrounded by mess? Decluttering can feel like a huge, undefined task, and that kills your momentum. And the third and final enemy is the disposal. You are scared of sorting out because you just don't know what to do with it. Do you trash it, recycle it, donate it, where to go? You fear all the sorted out items and bags in your hallway, so you don't even start. And to defeat these 3 enemies, we need a system that addresses all 3. So, how do we defeat the first enemy of guilt-ridden decision-making? We use a question that is tailored to your unique personality. This comes from my letting go matrix, which breaks down the 4 core organizing personalities. Imagine a grid with 2 lines, horizontal and vertical, and the first line is about why an item matters to you, and ranging from function to meaning. The second line is about how you make decisions, ranging from a structured system on one end to a gut feeling like intuition on the other. And wherever you land on this grid defines your personality type. You can take the quiz in the free app that I created, it's linked below, and also I explain the matrix in detail in another video that you also can find below. For today, I give you the 1 core question for each type. This is your new mindset. So first of all, the sale. The sale is a visionary who values function and makes decisions with intuition. You see future potential in everything, but you need help releasing what's anchoring you to a past you're moving away from. So your question is, do I still need this in the season of my life right now? This ensures your home is for the person you are today and becoming tomorrow, not who you have been or should have been. The second type is the anchor. Anchors connect to items through meaning, and they need a system to feel safe of letting go. Because you have deep emotional attachment. So your question is, how much of this do I realistically need? This question provides a logical, practical container for those feelings. It's a logic check for duplicates and letting the realistic capacity of your storage space dictate the quantity, not your emotions. The third one is for the lantern. The lanterns are driven by meaning and intuition. A rigid system will make you shut down, so you need to connect to your feelings. Your question is, do I genuinely find this beautiful or does it bring me joy? This question allows for that curated emotion. Your home should be filled with things you love, and you are not obligated to keep things, even gifts that don't make you happy. And the last personality type is the compass. The compass personality values function and system. You need objective criteria. So your question is this still good, usable condition? Be brutally honest here. If a gadget has been broken for months, it's not serving its function. Unless you're going to repair it within the next weeks, its purpose and its journey with you is over. So often you'll find you're a mix of different personality types. So don't be afraid also to use the other questions. They might be just what you need to make a decision about a specific item. And finally, there's a universal question for all personalities that signals a deeper issue. Is it stored in the right place, or is it a sign of a bigger problem? When you find scissors in the bathroom or mail all over the kitchen, it means your home's systems are broken. An item without a logical home will always become clutter. Now, for the master rule that ties this all together and helps you defeat the second enemy, a lack of progress. To make the framework powerful, you must declutter by category and not by location. This is what speeds things up dramatically. Here's what I mean. Instead of deciding to clean the bedroom, for example, you decide to declutter one single category, shoes. Then go on a scavenger hunt through your entire house to gather every single pair of shoes you own, and you put them all in one giant pile. So, for the first time ever, you will be confronted with the sheer volume of what you own. You thought you had a few pairs, but now you're staring at a mountain of 40 shoes. Suddenly, your brain switches from an emotional, "Oh, I like these," to logical, "This is absolutely absurd." And then you apply your personality's question to each pair. And this method is so powerful because it destroys the blind spot that the room-by-room method creates. It forces for you a decision by showing you the full inventory. The pile doesn't lie. Okay, quick pause. If this logical approach is already making a light bulb go off in your head and you're ready to finally solve this problem for good, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. I share practical, no-fluff strategies every week to help you build a life with less stuff and more peace, and I would love for you to be here for it. So, now you know how to process through your home and how to decide what to keep or toss. But what do you do with the tossed items? I'm going to give you a piece of advice that I normally never give clients, and it's the 6-box method. When people are sorting, I usually tell them to make only 2 piles, yes or no. That's simple. I do this because I want them to focus entirely on the decision process and not to get sidetracked by decision fatigue. Just first deciding if they want it in their life or not keeps them motivated and also in the moment, in the momentum. But I've come to terms with the fact that it can be easier for some people to part with things when they know exactly what is going to happen to them. So here's a 6-box system that gives every item an immediate destination. Box number 1 is the repair box. This is for stuff you're genuinely going to fix. The rule: schedule the repair or start it within 7 days. If not, it moves to the trash box. This box is about action. Box number 2 is the giveaway box. The items are still in good condition for a specific people. The time limit: arrange the handoff in 2 weeks. If not, it moves into the donate box. Box number 3 is sell, for items with real monetary value. And be honest about the time this will take. If that box is still there a month from now, you've just created more clutter. Your time is valuable. Sometimes the freedom from just donating it is worth more. Box number 4, reorganize. Items that have a home but are in the wrong place. A book that belongs on the bookshelf or a tool that goes in the garage. Empty this box as soon as your decluttering session is over for the day. And then box number 5, donate. For all the good condition things you no longer need. The golden rule for this box: the second it's full, put it in your car. Immediately, okay? This defeats this third enemy of decluttering by closing the loop. And box number 6, the maybe box. And this is an exception, and use it with extreme caution. This is for the handful of items you are truly logically undecided about. The rule: seal the box, write the date on it, and store it out of sight for 30 days or a month. If you haven't thought about opening it in that time, donate the entire box, important, without reopening it. You've already proven you can live without what's inside, so just let it go. So when you start using this framework, something incredibly happens. You stop seeing decluttering as this huge emotional battle against yourself, and you start seeing it as a simple, repeatable process. It's no longer about your character flaws, it's just about following a logical sequence. And just consider the mood boost you're getting from clearing just one category is immense. And that feeling creates a powerful momentum. you actually want to do another category and then another and another. You start to crave the clarity and control that comes from owning only the things you need, you use, or you love. Imagine your life a few months from now. Getting ready in the morning is effortless because your closet only has clothes that fit and that you actually feel great in. Cooking is a joy because your kitchen counters are clear, and relaxing in your living room is actually relaxing because there aren't a dozen little piles of things silently screaming for your attention. And let me make this clear. This isn't about having a perfect, sterile, minimalist home, okay? Unless you want that. It's about making your home a functional, supportive place that serves you, not the other way around. It's about finally breaking that cycle of tidying up and watching it all fall apart again. It's about being in control. So let's recap the strict logic framework. It's simple. First, you shift your mindset by asking the question for your personality. Second, you supercharge your results by decluttering by category, not location. And third, you use the 6-box method to process everything quickly and get it out of the house. Feeling overwhelmed is a problem of last year. You now have the logical step-by-step process. Here's my challenge to you. Don't try to declutter your whole house this weekend. That's the old way of thinking. Instead, pick just one small, easy category. It could be coffee mugs, or it could be pens. It could be that horrifying collection of plastic bags under the sink. We all have that. Gather them all, put them in a pile, and apply the framework. Set a timer for 15 minutes and just see how it feels. Let me know in the comments what category you're going to start with. I genuinely want to hear about it. Starting small is the key to building the momentum that will change everything. You have the logic, you have the system, you now have the power to solve your clutter for good.